Bloodstock is teaming up with Forever Loud and the Jon Mahon Show to give away a pair of weekend tickets to this year's Bloodstock, which is less than 2 weeks away. All you've got to do is simply answer the question, what is the item you would bring to Bloodstock?
Yes, my friends, and welcome to episode 16 of the Jon Mahon Show.
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. Legally allowed to drive.
Yeah. Do you remember that show, Sweet 16, on MTV?
Yes.
With all the little brats.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I remember, do you
you
remember...
didn't order me a stretch limb over my birthday. You're the worst parent
Do
ever.
you remember Eazy-E's daughter was on it?
No.
R.I.P. Eazy-E. But his daughter had a Sweet 16 and she was like the absolute worst.
Proper
Just
brat.
Effing and jeffing.
Damn.
Mostly jeffing.
Mostly jeffing. Jazzy jeffing.
But anyway, we're going to throw a Sweet 16 episode on where you buy me a car.
Is that how it goes?
You got any money? I ain't got any money.
Oh, this show's not making any money yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. One day.
But anyway,
One day, son.
welcome back. It's been a week.
All this could be yours.
I had to cancel on Monday's episode
You did.
because I was in A&E.
A&E. Yay and E.
Yay and E. And I had to wait 3.5 hours
In total 7 for the week.
for my girlfriend to be told that she hadn't got a broken foot and then get a call a couple of days later saying she had got a broken foot. And then,
Uno reverse.
yeah. And then I had to wait 3 hours yesterday in A&E.
Damn.
Lovely stuff. Lovely,
Yeah.
lovely place to spend your evenings.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what the worst part was?
Go on.
They had a vending machine, a drinks vending machine, and all it had was Diet Dr. Pepper in it.
The worst beverage.
Everything else was sold out.
I am not a Dr. Pepper fan in the slightest. I think it just tastes like Play-Doh.
Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Play-Doh's like salty.
Is it?
Do you not used to eat Play-Doh as a kid?
Yeah, I did. Hence why I've got a point of
Yeah,
reference.
it was super salty, I remember. If I remember correctly.
Were you seasoning your Play-Doh before you ate it?
I swear, if anyone is watching agrees with me, it wasn't Play-Doh salty. Maybe they changed the recipe because I'm a bit older. I'm a bit older than you.
I got that new brew.
Yeah, maybe they took the salt out because it was damaging kids.
Too high in salt.
Yeah.
gotta watch your salt intake there, kid.
Anyway, what are we doing?
We're hosting a show. My name's Jon Mahon. This show is powered by Forever Loud.
Forever-loud.com.
The place to get.
Place to get news, features, videos, and our new list section where you can submit your band.
How's that been going?
It's good, yeah. A lot of new cool artists
You
coming
had some
through.
submissions.
Yeah,
Let's
some
go.
submissions. I'm not actually heading up. I've got someone. Elise is helping me.
Let's go.
She's taking control of the new list, so
Hell yeah.
it's out of my hands. It's up to her who she picks.
Sick.
Although if you send me I hear something, I'm like, this is cool. I'll be like, let's put it on.
Nice.
Put it on the playlist.
Big fan of that. We need to get a playlist made for this show.
Because there is a lot of cool new talent.
Yeah,
that
there
needs
is.
discovering, and we are a platform to help those people.
Hell yeah, we are. And we've been backing a lot of new artists over the course of running this show, from Late Malice to Lolo to Kelsey Carter and that.
Metallica.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah,
You haven't been helping
You
us.
can speak for yourself on backing them. But we will be joined in about 25 minutes' time by the lead singer of one of the hottest up-and-coming bands the UK's got to offer at the moment, a nice little four-piece from Essex.
Yeah, I mean, they've been gone for a couple of years.
Yeah, but like I always
I think they've had a bit of a 2-year break.
Ah,
You didn't get I don't know if they have because it's just, yeah.
because the band are called
The band are called 2
the
year
band
break.
are called
It
2
makes
year
sense
break.
once you know the band name.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 punnage though. Big fan of that.
Yeah. Good punditry.
Punditry. Yeah.
Someone's it probably has been done, but someone should make a podcast called Punditry.
Punditry where it's just puns.
Yeah.
I feel like we'd be good at
It's
that.
basically like a Tim Vine stand-up. You ever seen Tim Vine?
Yeah, where like
I'm trying to think of like one of his big ones.
Tim Vine is very
He
smart
basically
with
does like loads of like he just get loads of props
Yeah.
and then use them to make puns.
Yeah. Like now that you're trying to think of one, you can't think of one, but they are
Terrible.
terrible.
But also, I remember my friend put it on. Oh, he had the DVD and he put it on, and like, because he just fires them. I think the special's called The Punslinger,
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
and it's basically him just one after the other firing out puns. And I think I laughed like once.
Tough crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got me by surprise.
I know he's got a bit about throwing pencils behind his ear, and he just
Yeah.
stands there trying to throw a pencil behind his ear, and it takes him like 40 pencils, and he finally gets it, and
Yeah.
he's like, and now the other one.
Terrible.
Awful.
How did I get into that again?
Puns.
Yeah.
Full of them.
Full of puns.
Full of puns. And you've been cracking puns for 16 episodes worth of Jon Mahon shows.
Been cracking puns for 34 years, mate.
Well,
Before this. Came out the womb. It's like, I can't trying to think of
a womb-based pun.
yeah.
Not much womb in there.
There we go. Imagine that.
His first words.
My mum was like, I don't think that's mine. Couldn't get it.
Well, the reason why I was trying to make that segue, that impossible segue into the 16 episode part is because we're going to start podcasting this show. Admittedly, it's probably something that I should have been on from the get-go.
Well, John, when you mentioned the idea for the show, I was like, oh, it's going to be a podcast. You know, it's not a podcast. It's a show.
Yeah. I
I feel like the word podcast, I think every man and his dog has a podcast. Is that saying?
every white man on the planet has a podcast.
Yeah. So when you call something a podcast, people just lump it in with another fucking podcast.
Yeah, and at festival season, people coming up to me were like, "Oh, how's the podcast going?" And I was like, "It's
Well,
not
it
a
can,
podcast."
I guess it technically is. Although the only difference is we do it live.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't
Je ne
think,
sais quoi
but I
of
don't
live.
think that's like the stipulation for a podcast.
It's
It doesn't
not,
have to
no.
be pre-recorded.
I wanted it to be live so we could interact with you, and so we could bring on bands that you're a massive fan of, and you could have a chance of interacting with them and make the interview format feel just that little bit more personal whilst it's happening.
And I wanted it not to be live. It took us 4 weeks to figure it out.
Ollie's like, I kicked and I screamed.
Do you know what?
the
It's-
entire way.
This is what the weird thing about doing anything new is. It all seems so foreign and strange when you start doing it, and once you start to understand things, it's like, oh, I can't believe I never didn't know how to do stuff.
Yeah,
It's like all this software we're using now, it makes a lot of sense to me.
yeah.
But when I first opened it, I was like, what the fuck are all these screens and numbers and stuff?
It's like trying to ride a bike after learning how to ride a bike, but then someone hands you a loaf of bread and you're like, well, yeah, like I can try and ride it, but it's a totally different fucking format.
I reckon I can eat and ride.
Eating right.
I could eat a loaf of bread and ride a bike. What are you talking about? Eating, it comes so naturally to me, as you can tell.
Oh, Bren, one of my favourite things to
It's
do
fat
at festival season is just binge the fast food stalls. And in actual fact, we've gotten totally off topic as to why I wanted to talk about podcasts, but I do want to mention this as a quick aside. On today's show, we're giving away Bloodstock tickets, which is fucking awesome. But Bloodstock today announced the food vendors that they're going to have at the festival.
Yeah.
And whilst we're breaking down the lineup, I think we should give a mention to the food vendors. man.
Yeah, I was there last year, on one of the days, and I went to the Meatless Farm truck.
I saw that.
And it was a bloody good burger. like one of the best.
Meatless Farmer, powerful burgers,
Yeah.
man. Powerful
I
burgers.
can't remember what I think it's like beef. Well, a beef and bacon, like a bacon cheeseburger, but obviously vegan. It was great.
Hell yeah. We'll break down the Bloodstock lineup and their food vendors a little bit later on. But rewinding it back, we're going to start podcasting this show. And start of August, right at the start of August. I'm basically aiming for like the first week of August. We're going to try and launch with either 2 or maybe 3 episodes and just cycle out as many as possible each week until we catch up to where we are in real time.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like 1 a week.
Spotify, Apple. What are other ones? Can you
See, I'm
listen to them?
I'm a YouTube guy, man.
YouTube. I guess
We're already on YouTube.
We're already on YouTube. Tidal, is that? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Get him involved.
Deezer.
Get Jay-Z.
Deezer's still kicking around.
Probably. I think I've seen something recently.
I started on Deezer.
Did you?
Yeah. That was a proper
I was
Deezer.
I was iTunes and then Apple Music. Maybe because I seem to always just get like a free Apple subscription with like a new phone or whatever.
So that tied you over.
But it just made me annoyed at the end of the year when everyone got the Spotify Wrapped, and I
Yeah.
just had Apple top songs. Apple didn't really present it like Spotify did.
Yeah,
I think
it's not
like
the same.
that's such a clever thing to do
Genuinely.
because I feel like it makes people want to be involved in that and be like, oh,
But people then get competitive throughout the year. Like people then start listening to
boosting the numbers.
Yeah, start boosting numbers. Like start like putting music on like on their like I don't know like home playing music device whilst they're at the house just to be like, cool, I got another 5 hours in there. It's like a gym session.
I listen to just like music they don't like, but it's cool. I listen to 10 hours of Cypress.
Was that the first one that came to mind?
You ever heard Cypress?
No.
Tech death metal or something. It's not easy listening.
Is it
So,
not?
no.
Not something you put on before going to bed.
No, well, I do. But
Do you?
not most people. We've gone so off track, haven't we?
So off
podcasts. We're doing
So
a podcast.
We are indeed, my friends. The Jon Mahon Show will become a podcast.
John, my podcast show.
The Jon Mahon podcast. I have been trying to think of what to call it. I think I'm just going to just call it the Jon Mahon Show just for continuity. But I was like, I was trying to pun it up some way.
Yeah, where you can listen to all our past episodes, minus the songs because they don't like that on the old Spotify.
Yeah, so with the reactions, I'm going to try and keep in like the talky parts of the reactions, but to actually get the reactions, it's going to have to either be the live show or the YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've got some great interviews on there.
Yeah.
I've forgotten half the stuff we spoke
Bro,
about.
we've done so many interviews. This show's only been going 3 months
May
now.
we started.
Yeah, like start of May, so like 2 and a bit months.
Yeah.
We're just about to touch 3 months. And in that time, we've done like 30 interviews.
Some episodes I had 2 guests, some I've had 1. So 16 times.
We're
We're definitely over 20, aren't we?
I think we're in the 30s.
We're in the
guests.
30s.
Yeah, man.
We're going to run out of people.
Not a chance. Well, I want to start bringing music industry people on the show. So I want to start bringing like PRs, managers. Oh, there was a guy called...
People that work in like the restaurant at Warner. Oh,
They got the catering side.
you ever been to Sony and Warner in London, the big record label? Have you been to those offices?
The only Sony office I went to was yours.
Yeah, that's Sony Pictures Entertainment. Yeah, great kitchens. Great
Solid
ambiance.
scran.
The one in... Where did I go recently? Is it Sony? Yeah, Sony is now in the new buildings in King's Cross. It's beautiful around there. It's a really nice space.
Let's go.
Anyway, what are we talking about?
We have gone so far off track once again. But Dr. Scott, lovely to have you on board, my friend, because that reminds me, we need to announce the winners.
We need a doctor.
Well, I need a doctor. There's a Dr. Dre song. It's like, doctor, I need a doctor.
Yeah, there is. It's actually, yeah, I know what you mean.
Anyway, we did a giveaway a couple of weeks ago for Motorhead's brand new live album recorded at the Montreux Jazz Festival. And we haven't announced
Jazz
the winners.
band, Motorhead.
The jazz band Motorhead. And we haven't announced the winners for this yet.
Nah.
So, congratulations to the winners of our Motorhead CD giveaway. And they are Simon Wilson, Jessica Haylock, Dr. Scott, Tamork, and Tracy Bigmore. I'll be contacting you over the course of the weekend and getting
Tamork.
your CDs sent out to you.
It's not a real name, is it? Tamork?
Tamork. Was that the one that stood out to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a cracking
I
name.
apologize if
It's a cracking name.
Just one name, like Madonna.
One name. Just like, yeah,
Cher, Madonna,
or
Zendaya.
Zendaya. Oh yeah, I forget Zendaya's only got one name.
Who else?
Messi.
Yeah. The GOAT. That's what they call him.
Just the one. But yeah, congratulations, Dr. Scott. Well done, my friend. And speaking of giveaways, the giveaways don't stop there. Segue, because we are giving away Bloodstock tickets on today's show.
We are.
And do you want the announcement for it? Should we announce it?
We will.
Should we play a
Let me give-
pre-made video package?
Well, let me give you a little pre thing. So basically, I'm going to play this, but you have to enter on Instagram. But the Instagram post isn't up yet, but we'll put it on halfway through the show.
Yeah.
We'll put it up on our mid break.
Yeah, we'll put it up during the break.
So you watching this can think of your answers now.
Yeah, you're ahead of the curve, as they say.
Yeah, here it is.
Bloodstock is teaming up with Forever Loud and the Jon Mahon Show to give away a pair of weekend tickets to this year's Bloodstock, which is less than 2 weeks away. All you've got to do is simply answer the question, what is the must-have item you would bring to Bloodstock?
So have a think, my friends. What is the most must-have item
To
that
bring
you
to Bloodstock?
need to take to Bloodstock?
Yeah, it's kind of, we sort of left it a bit open so we can pick the best dancers.
Like that.
Yeah,
Big fan of that.
so
Like, what would yours be?
I would bring you,
Oh, buddy.
your dead corpse, and I would parade it around on a stick. And
like the big boss man at Big Show's dad's funeral, just
I'd be
attaching something.
yeah, I'll be at the shows just like that. Do you know how people have flags in Glastonbury?
You just
I'd
got
put
me
you-
on a pole.
I'd have to hollow you out though, because you're a bit heavy. But what about you?
Oh, bro. I was going to say chainmail
Yeah, well, there'll be a lot of that there.
for bin jousting.
One of the times I went back in, I don't know if they still have it. I think they might have something a little bit different, but they had like medieval fighting. So people with,
Bro, they had that download one
Yeah.
year. It was
Well,
fucking vicious.
So we interviewed one of the guys.
Oh!
We interviewed one of the guys that was in it, and he was like, "Yeah, we obviously wear armor, and all the blades are like blunted." But he was like, "I've broke bones. He said he got his finger like split down the middle. And it's all like, obviously it's not really staged as such. I guess it is, but it's still, you're still hitting each other
Yeah.
with metal.
It's
So-
like free CTE. Like, especially like, have you seen that clip of like, it's like a viral clip of the two
Crown the
medieval
Empire.
dudes going at it, and like one of them has a shield, and like one of them's like blah, 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 and the other one just donks him on the head like that and just knocks him out.
because like even though you're wearing a helmet, you still get an impact
Yeah.
on your like neck and
Yeah, ask an American football player what it feels like to get hit even though you got a helmet on.
yeah. Well, that's one of the worst sports that I'm aware of for
CTE.
CTE.
Yeah. Well, probably UFC as well. UFC's got to be up there.
No, so boxing's worse than UFC.
Really?
So basically, it's head trauma. Really. So what happens? So basically, you are getting hit to the head. So in boxing, all you're doing is getting punched in the head and the body, really. Repeatedly, over and over for 10 rounds, 12 rounds. In UFC, you get hit too many times, ref calls it off. You get knocked out, your ref calls it off. So really, you're not getting hit as much in the head.
And boxing's one of those things where it's like, for pride's sake, like even if you feel like going down, you're probably not going to want to go down.
And like with American footy, no, that's Australian. American American football, they're just constantly just bashing heads, aren't they?
Well, I've been watching quite a lot of it over the last couple of years. It's my favourite sport, man. Like everything outside of music, I'm just NFL. And
why though? It's fucking rubbish.
Are you kidding me?
I've only watched the Super Bowl.
Bro.
The ad Super Bowl. It's just ads.
Bro, right. Do you have...
I just don't like how start and stop it is.
Stop. So that's most Brits' complaint about it, right? Is the stop-start nature of it. But then, right, to answer that question before I move on to something else, otherwise I will get sidetracked, that's where the social element of it comes in. So, like, whilst you're either watching a game or, like, attending a game and something like that, like, something happens, everyone watches, then you either talk about the thing that you just saw or you carry on with your conversation. So, like... it flows into the social aspect, whereas a lot of people who watch sports in the UK probably used to watching, you know, like sat at home on your own, like
who do you support,
TV, TVs on my teams.
The question.
So initially, my team was the New York Jets because I went to WrestleMania 35 at MetLife Stadium, which is where the Giants and the Jets play, and the Giants kit sucked, so I went for the Jets. But then I watched them.
Giants?
Yeah, the New York Giants.
They're actual Giants.
Yeah. They're huge.
Sure, that's unfair.
Something tells me you're on steroids.
The other ones have got jets.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of matches up.
Yeah, like you're thinking of it very much like an Avengers Marvel level thing. It's like the team with the name must have that kind of gimmick. I love it.
I love just American sports teams have the best names.
The best fucking names. So initially I was a Jets fan, but then like, dude, I watched them for like a year and I was like, these guys fucking suck. So I was like, I may as well pick a second team because like the Jets aren't going to probably do anything forever. So AEW, the wrestling company, the guy who owns them, his dad owns the Jacksonville Jaguars NFL team.
Nice. I've been to that stadium.
Have you? Duval County?
I went to, what's it called? Welcome to Rockville in 2019 in Jacksonville, and they had it at that stadium.
At Daly's Place?
Yeah.
Damn. That would have been
Although they sort of, some of the stages were like in the car park.
Yeah.
A bit. So none of it was actually in the stadium, obviously.
Yeah.
It was just the outside area, but it was like literally, the stadium was literally just there.
Yeah.
But it was quite,
yeah, that's how they ran wrestling shows in the pandemic. They just put them on like in a little stage, like on the outside bit. But yeah, so then I started supporting the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they got the first pick in the draft, and they picked this guy Trevor Lawrence, who's like this amazing college quarterback. His first year was terrible. We had a terrible head coach, but then last season, Jags actually made it to the playoffs. Like it was like they were the team that Kansas City beat to go to the Super Bowl. So I was like, do you know what? That wasn't too bad. And then on this off season, the Jets have got a new quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, and the guy who got me into American football was Pat McAfee. I watch this show all the time. It's what this show is inspired by, is the Pat McAfee show. And then
McAfee software, virus.
Yeah,
software.
and antivirus software, the very same. And off the back of watching that, they did a thing called Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, and Aaron Rodgers played for the Green Bay Packers for like 15 years, like never left the team. And then literally this offseason, the Jets have just drafted Aaron Rodgers. So the guy who I watched for like 2 years talking about the NFL is now playing for my team. So I'm like, holy shit, this is going to be the best fucking year ever.
Wow. There we go.
Yeah. American football on a music show.
None of that made any sense to me.
Nothing whatsoever. But thanks for the question, Dr. Scott. Any opportunity to start sounding off about American football, I'll take it. But let's take it back to a musical front, because in about 5 minutes time we're going to be joined by Brad from 2 Year Break, and the band actually have a brand new song out right now. It's called Bring Me Down. And in fact, whilst we wait for Brad, should we pull it up on YouTube, give it a cheeky little listen?
Let's pull it up on the old YouTubes,
because this is fire. Like when I found out Brad was coming on the show, I popped this song on my like songs on Spotify, and it slaps. It really does slap.
Does it slap?
It doth.
Slaps a need for cool music.
Dr. Scott's a Pats fan. Let's go, my friend. Me and you are going to have a very interesting year. See what I mean? And, right, I don't know about you, but this has got real strong Lower Than Atlantis vibes for me.
Interesting.
And I love these synthesizers.
Yeah.
Bit of a flow from Brad as well.
I like it. Nice groove.
Bit more. Marion Harris says LTA, nice. Yeah, it does have serious Lower Than Atlantis vibes.
I don't know what LTA you're referring to.
Lower Than Atlantis?
No, as in what era of the Lower Than Atlantis? Because I can't really hear it that much.
Really?
Maybe the vocal lines, I think. And his
Dude,
tone.
this sounds like, what was it, the self-titled album with the pink on the front?
Yeah, but they were never a big sympathy band, LTA.
What?
Were they?
What? Bro.
I'm thinking of like World Record era. That wasn't sympathy.
Like, this feels like Work For It.
I know what you mean. I
Like
think
English
like
Kids in America.
Soundwave. Yeah, but they weren't
Like,
very
Here We Go.
But they weren't synth heavy. They were just guitar.
Not synth heavy.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about, yeah. I agree with that big sound, big chorusy sing along bits.
That's true, actually. Now that I did the very I like.
I just don't remember seeing fucking Mike on stage doing.
Yeah. This flow though.
I like that. Oh.
Well, my friends, the reason we are currently bumping this song is because our guest on today's show is the lead singer of 2 Year Break. That is their brand new single, Don't Bring Me Down. Show a lot of love and appreciation for Brad! Woo! Let's go, dude. How are you?
So confusing. I was quickly watching the Twitch stream to see what bit we were at, and then there was like 2 or 3 different voices going, and I was like, oh, I need to mute one of them. I muted the right one. No, we're all good.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
We were just bumping to you. Is that a word? Is that describing
there was
what?
a Lower Than Atlantis argument happening.
Would you agree? Is that a big influence for you?
I used to listen to them a lot. I think it might be because they are British, right?
Yeah, well, Mike's
Yeah,
very
I think it
much.
might. Maybe it's my. I like to think I come across British and not American.
Yeah.
At least I do.
Yeah, I guess you're both
Okay.
southern dudes.
Yeah, I think Mike's from the south side of the
Yeah.
UK. But yeah, you've definitely pushed the British accent hard on the sound. Was that something from the get-go where you're like, I don't want people saying that I've got an American accent when I sing?
When I first started, I didn't really think about it, but I think I used to hide that I had like just in normal. I've realised I talk a little bit more London-y Essex now than I used to, but I think it's because I used to be nervous that people would think I'm illiterate or something because of the way I come across. And I'm like, you all right, mate? Yeah, how's it going? So
Hello,
I
good
guess I've
sir.
naturally, slowly just like got more comfortable about not worrying about how I talk, and I've realised that it sounds quite. I sing how I kind of talk a little bit, so it kind of. I think it's a good thing. I don't think I planned it. I think I just kind of lent into it.
Lent into it. I'm a big fan of that because like they say in pro wrestling, like the best characters are like yourself times 10, like the biggest version of yourself. And like as we were like saying just then in Don't Bring Me Down, like that little bit just before the chorus kicks in where you have that little bit of a flow going over the top of it. Like is that something like outside of music that you're like a big fan of? Like have you got like a little bit of a rap background in you?
A tiny bit. I did grow up as as the word used to be called, chav.
Sick.
I did grow up as a bit of a chav. And then when I was like 13, 14, I kind of went straight into indie and metal and rock. But I
Okay.
grew up very like everyone was talking like a chav.
Yeah.
I was going to
There's
say
a little
me,
bit of
yeah.
that in me, I think.
I think it's just like you don't know what you're into until you get to a certain age, and then you're like, oh, actually, I like rock music now. I like
I
alternative
think I like
music.
a bit of everything, but I think when you get into your teens is when you kind of start to have a bit more of your own, I guess, decisions on what you listen to because you start discovering things.
Hell
I
yeah.
mean, I was downloading stuff from, probably shouldn't be doing this, but I was downloading it from LimeWire. I had my Kanye West
nice.
whilst I was playing RuneScape. That was my life.
Nice.
Do you ever do that thing where you downloaded like full albums, but it was track by track, and each one was
Yeah.
like a different like quality? Some
Yeah, and
songs were
sometimes they weren't what they said they
just- yeah,
And you'd be like, oh, okay.
Cool. The
I like
family
that one.
computer is ruined. Well, I want to rewind. What were some of the tunes that were on your Chav playlist back a day?
Like Izzy Rascal,
Yeah.
Kingston, obviously Eminem, but I mean I still love Eminem. But I'm trying to. There was, do you know, it was a really weird mix of like, I think like Lily Allen was on there.
Nice.
Yeah, Kanye, Akon was on there.
Akon.
And it was a mixture of that, and then it was back when like infrared was a thing, and you'd all be sharing music and like sound bites on your phone on the bus, and if the bus moved, they'd disconnect, and you get really annoyed. And it'd be like South Park quotes
I
or
remember that.
Billy songs or whatever, something about a strawberry and a baby hitting the strawberry. I don't know if you remember that. That was a weird.
It was the Wild West of the internet in the early days. Isn't
Yeah.
It?
So, yeah, a little Walkman, and you could just about read what was coming up next before iPods were a thing.
Holy shit. Well, how we have evolved since then. And like, speaking of technological involving, I want to talk to you about one of the things that I saw in the press release for this single, which is the way in which this song has been mixed. Because you've been working with Clint Murphy. Is that the name? Yeah.
That's the man.
Clint Murphy.
Yeah, he's definitely helped elevate. Like, I feel like if you get the right producer, as long as you can come to them with a demo or like an idea, but they'll be the ones that really help bring it like properly into life. Like, one of my biggest things is when bands maybe go to someone that's maybe more affordable but not very good, and then they miss out on that like extra level they could have got out of their music if they'd have just gone to someone else. And that's what Clint is, our guy that basically, he's now become part of a writer of our band, so he's like the secret fifth member. And yeah, if we didn't work with him, I think our ideas would be there, but they wouldn't be as pushed. And maybe, the synths and stuff that really come through, we know how to come up with synth melodies and ideas, but it's Clint that really puts that special take on, the sounds he uses and some of the extra melodies added in that, we would have maybe missed out on if we hadn't have had someone like that working with us.
Yeah.
So he's definitely elevated us to that, that higher.
I was going to say the mix on it is great. Like, there's so much going on in like the background of like the soundscapes and stuff. It's like,
yeah, we've actually had it. He used to live here. He's moved back to his hometown in New Zealand.
Oh, damn.
well,
Yeah, so we have to fly him over now when we record.
That's annoying that it can't go the other way. You fly out to New Zealand.
Yeah, I think we looked it up, and to fly 4 of us out there and some of our equipment, it's not happening. But yeah, he's gone back there now, but he's built his own studio where he lives, and he's made it so that he can mix like spatial audio, so that 360 audio.
oh, amazing.
And he's made that all of our tunes are being spatially mixed, I guess is the word.
Damn.
When you listen to it in a spatial scenario, there's loads of extra synths and noises you don't realize are in the mix that you start hearing more because they're like slightly,
It's like surround
they're more
mixing.
exposed in parts of the 360 space, I guess. So I still think if you listen to it normally, if you keep listening, you'll start to find little extra things that you might not notice are there, that really just help add that in, like that build up bit, that kind of rappy bit. There's loads of weird noises that even I forgot existed until I really listened again. I was like, I think sometimes there's certain layers and synths and noises and stuff that just sometimes you don't know why it feels good or why it sounds good there, but something's doing that subconsciously, you don't realize.
Frequencies.
Yeah, it's the frequencies, mate. All those frequencies that I know nothing about.
It's one of those things where it's like you don't notice something's there until you take it out.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it's missing
Yeah.
a crucial element.
Yeah, and I mean, what a guy to be working on with that, considering like also on his CV are people like Enter Shikari and the stuff that they've done over the years with quadraphonic sound and like the experimentation that they've done into actually making the live experience sound as immersive as possible. And I mean, have you found that like this additional layer of knowledge from working in the studio with Clint has translated to the live shows?
Yeah, 100%. And these new lots of tunes that we're set to be releasing have all sort of like got that kind of live aspect, or like you can hear like, oh, this is going to go off live, this will be big live.
Sick.
The only thing we're missing, which is what I absolutely love, obviously when I see Enter Shikari, is like, I know we can't go to that crazy level, but the lighting show that they put on, it's just like, I want to jump around and mosh and sing along, but then I also want to stand there in awe and just be like I've seen them in all different. I went to see them at them 2,000 cap small venue show.
Oh, yeah.
Them rooms, and what they managed to do with the lights, even in these smaller places, was just insane. And to be fair, on a smaller scale, I think it's possible. And that's something I'm really looking into, because I think adding light, like visuals, to your already sound that's made for live, just, you know, if something's going like and it's like all the lights go round, it just makes it gives that extra like so I think our music's definitely translated more into live after working more with the synths and pushing the boundaries of what we've been doing before. And I just want to push it even more and get some lights involved, but budget.
Well, they sort of had, that was kind of an inspiration for these behind it.
Yeah,
because they just had a bunch of these. Well, they're not
tube
these
lightings, right?
Yeah. But these definitely on
these are budget.
Yeah, these are the budget ones compared to the ones that Shikari were packing. But yeah, I mean, like as you said, like I've heard so many stories about Shikari over the years, how like, you know, they've been given X amount of budget for a show and it's just going, cool, we're going to spend it all on this thing this time, whether it is like lights, lasers, like video wall. Like I don't know if you saw them at Slam Dunk Festival. Yeah, you did. So that water bit that they had with Rao,
that was so good, wasn't it?
And the bit when he put his hand, the visual character put their hand in the air and the lasers went like, I was like, what's going on? What's going on?
This fucking band, man.
No, I love it. I love them. They're a huge inspiration to what we do as well. And it's nice to have Clint just so happen to end up like after working with us. What he was already working with us, and then he got the job to do a few mixes for some of those tracks on the past two albums. I was like, oh yes, this is great, because he's going to learn some stuff from how they do things and help us. Obviously not copy, but help influence and help
I'll pass that knowledge on.
Own our sound. Please do.
Yeah, 100% passing that knowledge on. And I mean, like, speaking of passing stuff on, it's not just knowledge. Sometimes it could be like contacts. And I was looking at some of the other people that Clint's worked with. He's worked with Charlie Simpson. And obviously you got that collaboration with Charlie Simpson, Loving Every Day. Was Clint the middleman between that, or was Charlie someone that you met externally?
No, it was Clint was the middleman.
Sick.
He sent one of our like mixed, it wasn't finished, but it weren't a demo. It was like middle stages of it. And he was like, I don't know his exact words, but he basically said, fuck yeah, I like this, I'll do it. So we were like, oh,
Sick.
Oh, okay. Because like, not to be all childish and excited, but when my first show, I think I was 9 or 10, and my first actual show was Busted in like Wembley Arena or something. So like to be able to watch that and then in my mid-20s be like, oh, there's a song with that dude on my, what the fuck?
On my fucking album.
Yeah, it was pretty surreal, to be honest. And it was really fun that he got behind the idea of like us using because we couldn't have him in the video at the time. I sent him like a voice note on a video message being like, I want to put this cardboard cutout in because that way we can still have you in it, but we can make it fun. And he was all for it. And that's
sick.
You know, some people might be like, oh no, actually, that picture's from when like 10 years ago. I don't like that cardboard cutout or whatever. But he was just like, yeah, mate, do it. So we use that now at all our shows. Whenever we play Loving Every Day, our guitarist Charlie sings the chorus, but we always get the cardboard cutout. It's like 6'3" or something. And yeah, just have that, and I'll like sing to it and throw him in the crowd and stuff. I think last in Southampton a couple of weeks ago, I said something like, please look after him because we've lost so many.
We've lost so many Charlies.
We've lost so many, and as much as I want to let people just, you can have them, they cost a lot of money, and if we can't make to the end of the tour, it's like disappointing on the last day when you're like, here's Charlie. Oh.
Yeah.
So when I said, please be careful, I want him back, they all like really softly crowd as if he was like Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2 when he's like, coming off the train, and they're all like all slowly holding him. It was a sight to behold. It was great.
That's beautiful. I don't know what I love the most about that story. Is it the fact that you've got a person in the band called Charlie who does Charlie's parts and then sets Charlie off into the crowd? Like, it's like Charlieception.
Yeah, it's just a bit mayhem. I mean, one day, I'm really hoping one day that we can be like, get the cardboard cut out, but then the actual Charlie Simpson
Oh yeah.
comes out anyway, because everyone will just expect, oh yeah, it's the cardboard cut out again.
He's just hiding
Bam.
behind the amp.
No, it ain't.
Man, that is
Right
like
size as well, I think. I think it's to
scale.
real life. Yeah, to scale, yeah.
Yeah, because he's a tall man, Charlie Simpson.
Yeah, I was trying to picture if I actually was on the stage with him, how that would work, because I'm quite a small person. I'm like 5'6", so there's like.
I'd say Charlie's close to like what? He's got to be like 6'4"
Well,
or something.
You've stood next to him.
Yeah, like he's like 6'4", 6'5". Like he makes me feel really, really small. Like I want to say he might be even like 6'6" or something stupid. Like he's fucking massive.
He would look even bigger and standing next to me, 100%, like waving up to a skyscraper.
It's like anyone on stage with like Fall Out Boy or
Yeah.
Durst.
Yeah,
So yeah,
the perspective.
yeah. When I met Fred Durst, I was like, "Oh, you look bigger on TV." Didn't realize he was.
It's the baggy pants.
Yeah.
Like adding size. Well, speaking of working with Charlie, was it the case that you did the whole track over email and via sound bites and that kind of stuff? It wasn't actually physically in the studio.
It was during COVID, so we had to do a lot of like swings and roundabouts to make sure it was safe and worked and stuff. We got a cottage in the middle of nowhere.
Nice.
We had all of our documents and papers from the music union or whatever it is, and we did it all in a cottage. The drums were done somewhere separately without us. Like my drummer George and Clint went off separately for a week before. Then we all went to this cottage and lived there for like 12 days and did everything. And then during that stage is when we were probably talking to Charlie.
Sick.
And then Clint basically said, I'm not sure when he's going to do it, but he's going to do it at some point. And then he just sent us a picture at one point of him in the studio with Charlie, because I think Charlie's got his own studio.
Sick.
We were like, oh God, it's happening. It's happening. It's actually real. So yeah, but that it was all. We were supposed to meet up, but something new about COVID happened again. I've been meaning to like message him just to see if he'd be up for like the right show to do that thing and stuff. But I don't want
100%.
to bombard him. He's got Busted kicking off now. Like,
Yeah.
he's got a new thing. He's always got something going on. I was kind of slightly. I mean, I love Busted. I was slightly hoping for a Fight Star thing.
Yeah.
Bro.
But you never know. You never know.
I heard rumors that they were gonna stop working on stuff.
I did as well. I saw
Then they
whisperings.
announced Busted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden that stopped. And I mean, that segues perfectly into what my next question was going to be to you. Like at the start of that tune, like there are some subtle screams in the mix, and I couldn't tell whether that was you or Charlie screaming.
So I actually don't know the answer to this, because I think he did a scream at the end, and I'm still yet to work out whether Clint kept it in or used me or merged the two. Like there's a bit where I think he did give it a go, and I still to this day have never had confirmation. I can ask whether that was actually Charlie or me or a bit of both merged together yet. Don't actually know. I'm now intrigued to re-ask Clint.
Yeah, please do.
He might not tell me. It might be a little Easter egg.
Yeah, he's just like, I'll tell you when you're older. It's like, come on.
Come on, man. Tell me.
Yeah, because
But
Charlie's
I definitely know he gave a scream a go. But I don't know if they kept it in or if he's merged it or if it's like so subtle that you don't know if it's me or him.
Man, I hope so, because Charlie's got one of the best pure screams in the game, man.
Yeah.
Like I saw Busted, I don't know if you guys did it, when they did the secret set that year at Slam Dunk, and they played 3 a.m. At the end of 3 a.m., Charlie just gave a fucking scream, and I was like, oh!
No, I missed that. I
Yeah,
think the only
like the
secret band I saw was McFly.
Yeah, I saw McFly.
I didn't get to see Buster. I don't think I only first went to Slam Dunk like a couple of years ago. I don't know why. It weren't that I didn't want to go. I just never had anyone to really
Just didn't
go
come
with.
up.
Yeah, and now I've gone every year since I first went, because why not?
Hell yeah. Have you played it yet?
I want to. It's one of my goals for at least either next year or the year after.
100% next year for sure. There's no reason why you shouldn't be on one of the stages at Slammy D next
Get
year.
Ben Ray on the blower.
Yeah.
Get
Sort
you
it out.
Poke some people in the right direction.
No, we're doing a lot of stuff to make that, those opportunities happen. With this next release, we're trying to, be smart about how we do things to try and help, get into the eyes and ears of those kind of people. Marianne is our manager, and she tells me not to say things. But
Marianne is actually in the chat right now.
Gosh, tell me off. No, we've got a new tour to announce soon.
Sick.
And there's a venue on there that would help.
That would help.
Basically.
Interesting.
Well, I think the strength of this new song, and especially all your branding and the look you've got, I think it's like, I think this is what bands need now to sort of propel them into the next level. I think it's like setting you up to do some big things in the future. Have you felt like you needed to sort of make this progression with your look and your sound to sort of move the band on?
I have loads of stuff flying through my head all the time, and there might be old ideas or new ideas visually, but I just wanted to make like a long-term story for this stuff we're doing, so that there's like you say, a theme, an outfit. The only thing about the outfit is I'm not 100% sure I want to perform in those boiler suits, because I've done it for the music video, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But it does help us look the part.
Yeah.
So I normally wear
Costume change, bro. Costume change. Maybe like structure it so you come out on stage in the boiler suit, or maybe like it's something that you like
stripping.
You just like just
get one of them ones we just rip off.
Yeah. Like Velcro off.
Yeah.
Half Magic Mike, half rock show.
Fuck yeah! Add a little bit of sexuality into it. The old striptease.
I do have some. I can't help but when I'm on stage, I've always been I'm not good at dancing, but I kind of have like a.
It comes out of you.
Yeah, I have a groove and a movement that, that comes out on stage. So maybe, throwing off the boiler suit will just add to that weird sexual dancing I do anyway.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm all for it. And I mean, let's talk about the future of 2 Year Break, because like, as you said, Marion is your manager in the chat saying do it. I mean, what's the most amount of stuff you can tell us right now about the future of 2 Year Break? Like what we got coming up? What's next after Don't Bring Me?
What's next? I mean, the music video for Don't Bring Me Down was just a bit of a taster to like this idea that we're in this like world and we've got like a resistance and the regime are the bad guys, but it doesn't really tell you much. It's just sort of a performance in this world to kind of start it off.
Sick.
But the next single that we got coming out, we filmed recently.
Sick.
I've tried to add more story to it. There's clones in it. We've tried to clone ourselves. We've tried to film ourselves as the clones. Nice. We've been walking on treadmills so that we can try and get some like scenes where it looks like we're actually walking through the city, as opposed to just kind of floating, because it wouldn't, on green screen, if you're running on the spot, it would look a bit weird. So we've tried that. So yeah, we've got a whole story kind of slightly created, and it's just tweaking it each to make it fit each new song, because the songs weren't made to fit the narrative. The narrative is kind of not fully related to the songs, but I've made it so that it can relate. The next song's called Listen Up.
Sick.
Which I can't say when it's coming out, but it's called Listen Up, and the song, the video is going to be a bit about starting a revolution in this city and kicking off.
Sick.
So
more rapping as well.
Like, the song is a little bit. There is one song that I don't have. We actually haven't titled it any yet. We have it all done, but it's not got a name yet. And that has a little bit more flowy, rappy bits, just a little bit.
Let's go.
I don't know what, I quite like it. It suits my
100%.
And it helps like control, not just constantly hitting them massively higher notes, and just like you can still, get something out of it at that low level, so that in the set I don't have to constantly be like all the way up here.
Yep.
And be like, so, but yeah, I mean, I can't say I like, but we've got we made a group on Facebook called The Resistance to sort of have any of like the hardcore people that really want to get involved. We'll chat in there. and it's called The Resistance, and they know me as being the person that leaks everything. So I'm trying my best not to go too far on the leak. I've already said the song name.
Perfect.
But yeah, other than that, there's definitely new music to come, and we've made sure we've planned so that it doesn't stop. You know, so that there's always something coming out for the next 2 years.
Oh, well, there's no 2-year breaks on the horizon then, is there?
Hey!
Oh!
He's got it in. He got it in. Someone always gets one in.
I mean, we've already done a section on the show where we started off with I did a 2-year break pun, and then we went off on a segment for talking about puns for a while. But yeah,
We've been called loads of things. Like, you know, when some people email,
yeah,
because they want to, I don't know, they want to something, but they're not really real. They're real, but they're like a quick, like, I will just spam everyone.
yeah.
When they get your name wrong, it makes it even more like, why am I don't even need. It was like 2 week break or 2-year vacation, which I think
2 days off.
Band.
2 days off.
Everything that's not 2 days off was probably one of them. It's like when someone got. I mean, I know it's it's easy to accidentally spell something wrong, but autocorrect doesn't change year to day or week, does it?
Yeah, like you've just been very lazy on your journalisms.
Not done your research there and just gone, oh, screw it, we'll send that email. They'll probably reply.
Like being in a band that have like done quite a number of interviews up until this point, like not just the interview side, like what about being in a band at the moment does your head in? Is there something that you want to vent about that pisses you off about being in a band where you're just like, do you know what? I wish I could complain about that.
Going on stupid podcast shows.
Yeah, going on shit like this.
No, I love this stuff. I don't want to sound cheesy, but I don't really hate anything. I think all I hate is when you maybe can't get where you want to be as quick. But I've learned to be okay with that, because being in a band is a grind. You know, you have to put in the work, and we've been putting in the work we've all been putting in the work even before we were in this band and other bands. Like, we've all been learning and stuff. So I get it. I think I just sometimes get frustrated when you see like an opportunity, like, oh, we could. I don't want this, but I could just. There's that little bit here I could get, and when you don't get that, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
But that's the life of a musician.
Yeah, the rate of progression.
Just keep going and keep going. Learn to live on floors on tours. All the shit. But if you keep sticking at it, I believe that, I myself, my band, and others, you can get there. You just got to keep grinding away at it. But in terms of like what pisses me off, not much in the band actually, and maybe my band members will be like, "You're lying, mate." Right now, I don't think there's much that really pisses me off about it. Really, I love it. I love all aspects of it. I'm a night owl. I can never sleep, so being on tour and that's what I fucking hate. Being told to get up early for something, I can't do it. I cannot do it. I'll get up, but you can tell that like it takes me like 2 hours to really come back down. So like when you've got a tour, and my drummer is so admin on time heavy, that I'm sure he makes us leave earlier than we need to all the time. So when I've like looked at, I've tried to do the maths, I'm like, we don't need to be leaving this early.
Yeah, you've slipped 2 hours in here that don't need to be existing.
Yeah, you've added something in it. So when I'm told to get up at like 6 a.m. for something, or even 9, but I've been awake till 3 because that's just my sleeping pattern, I'm furious. I mean, I tried to keep it under wraps, but you can tell if you look at my face, if it's the morning, I'll be a little bit like,
come on, why are we here?
But, some people call that lazy, but it's my sleeping pattern.
Dude, I feel that so
Can't
hard.
help it.
Get your 8 hours.
Yeah,
Get your 8 hours.
I feel that hard, man. Like I've been a nightclub DJ since I was like 20 years old, and like for the longest, it's only like ironed itself out in like the last year or so. But for the longest time, like trying to get, like, if I was falling asleep like 3, 4 after doing a DJ set, like trying to function any time before midday the next day was like virtually impossible.
No, it's a write-off, isn't it?
And especially like working in music as well, like you could just go out there and play a show, and you could have one thing stuck in your head from that one gig that won't leave your brain until the next time you play a gig. Like, it could be absolutely anything. It's something that's just gotten to you that night where you're like, until I can sort that out, that's going to really fucking bug me.
Yeah, that's the imposter syndrome kicking in.
Ah, for sure, man, for sure. But I mean, there's no reason for you boys to have that at all, considering the quality of music that you're making at the moment. And I mean, out of all the things that you got going on, I mean, for me, what sounds the most interesting is like this storyline that you're creating behind it. And I mean, like, to kind of surmise, to take us into like the next chapter of this band, like what is something that you want people to know about like this storyline that you're creating? What's something that you want them to hold on to or to take away from this conversation?
Okay, so I'll try and answer this. Basically, I've tried to write this story, and we've wrote this music so that it's kind of like anyone can interpret it how they want to. And the reason it's in a made-up world is so that it's not directly targeting or attacking anyone in particular, because it's all made up. Personally, that's because I have my own thoughts and things, and my political views and my views about how humans can be and stuff, but I'm not ready to kind of force that onto people, and I'm also not researched enough to like fully have a debate and argue how I feel about things. But I guess the takeaway from it is about shitty people, and I've dealt with shitty people, and there's shitty people that we see on the news every day, and problems in the world going on caused by narcissistic people. And this story is about everyone and all of those people, be it a friend, relationship, obviously anything, however you want to. It's about crap people that don't really care about others enough. So the takeaway is that, like, fuck those people. Like, you don't need to don't deal with, like, learn, like, basically everyone experiences these people and these kind of feelings, and then to know that there's, everyone's experienced this thing, and we can all, get through it together because we're an example of it. Everyone's an example of it. It's the same when you go into shows, you see so many people singing their heart out to these emotional songs. It's because they've all gone through emotional things. So, like, it's all about that. Fuck those people, and stick with the people that you actually care about, because they'll look after you. So,
Holy shit.
Also interpret it how you want.
No, I think that's beautiful. Fuck those people. I feel like
Fuck
as I've got older, I think before I used to be like a people pleaser a lot, and then as you get older, you're like, why am I wasting my time on certain people that don't?
That's exactly what I'm getting at. Like, don't waste time. If someone's not good for you, like, it's not worth the ag, because it's more stress than it. Like,
they wouldn't do the same to you.
There's only so much you can do until it becomes like, okay, I can't change this, so it's better I can change it by moving away from it and doing my own thing separately.
Hell yeah.
So there you go.
What a message. And
What a message. Fuck them people.
fuck them people. I genuinely can't wait to watch this whole story unfold for you though, bro. Like, it's so exciting, from the message to the motion capture stuff to the clones. Like, it sounds like 2 Year Break are going to be firing all cylinders for the next 2 years.
That's what I hope.
Listen up, people.
There we go.
Listen up. It's about to go down.
Let's fucking go. Well, my friends, don't forget to stream the brand new 2 Year Break single out now. It's called Don't Bring Me Down, and show a lot of love and appreciation for Brad from 2 Year Break.
Cheers, Brad.
Thank you, bro.
Thanks,
Appreciate
guys.
it, man.
Cheers.
Thank you, man. Take care. Hell yeah.
That was Brad from 2 Year Break.
What a fucking geezer.
Yeah, and if you haven't checked out the new single, we played it on the show before, but
We were just getting into it. Like, we didn't make it all the way through, but Don't Bring Me Down, man. You want to have that on your like songs ASAP.
really good video as well.
Sick video.
Really well done graphics.
I need to see this Charlie Simpson music video as well.
Appreciate a good render.
A good
Well, it's just like, I do a bit of graphics in my spare time.
Love me render, love me true.
Sometimes I'll do something which is a bit complicated, and it just take forever to render out. Like, I can't imagine a project like that. I guess they probably do it in like Cinema 4D and all that, but still. And maybe they have like a separate render computer. How many people we lost?
I love watching you nerd out about stuff, because like you get to a point where your face just starts beaming more and more, that it's so infectious.
I found out the other day. I don't know what I'm saying. So we've both got Mac Minis.
Yeah.
So apparently you can like get multiple Mac Minis and connect them together. So basically you can work
Like
off
a transformer.
You can work on one while the other one like uses all the processing power.
Damn. So for
So
when we
basically
want to
you
start
can,
doing
like-
some next level shit next
so
year.
you can start rendering stuff out on the other computer whilst you're still working on stuff, and it won't affect what you're working.
You can daisy chain them.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Nuts, man. We're here to take over. And something else that is taking over is Bloodstock Festival on today's show. We have got some tickets to give away to Bloodstock 2023.
Yeah.
Wally is going to whack up an Instagram post whilst this message tells you exactly what you need to do. We will see you in part 2 of today's show, where we're going to break down the Bloodstock Festival lineup. And then there's a whole load of stuff that we need to react to.
Hell yeah. See you in a bit.
Bloodstock is teaming up with Forever Loud and the Jon Mahon Show to give away a pair of weekend tickets to this year's Bloodstock, which is less than 2 weeks away. All you've got to do is simply answer the question, what is the must-have item you would bring to Bloodstock? Bloodstock is teaming up with Forever Loud and the Jon Mahon Show to give away a pair of weekend tickets to this year's Bloodstock, which is less than 2 weeks away. All you've got to do is simply answer the question, what is the must-have item you would bring to Bloodstock?
Well, if you go to Forever Loud Net on Instagram right now, you can enter that competition.
Yeah, you can.
By putting in your must-have items to take to Bloodstock.
Yeah.
And mine would be John's corpse. Yours, what was yours?
Chainmail.
Chainmail. So, both good answers.
Are they? I feel like yours isn't exactly great for me.
Well, it's hypothetical, isn't it? I'm not actually going to take... I don't think I'd be allowed in, would I? Depends how realistic it was, I think.
Like Weekend
Because
at
I don't think
Bernie's
anyone
kind of
would...
style.
People would be like, oh, it's just a puppet. Flesh puppet.
Master.
Yeah. That's that Stranger Things band, isn't it?
Yeah, man. The one with the really cool T-shirt.
Yeah. I really like the metallic writing these people are wearing. I watched my girlfriend's a big K-pop gal.
A stan.
A K-pop stan. And one of the artists she was watching the other day had a Metallica t-shirt on.
Yeah.
Name 3 songs. Mr. Korean Man.
Smoke on the water. My friends, we are giving away tickets to Bloodstock Festival on the show today. And to enter, it's really, really easy. As Ollie said, go to the Forever Loud Instagram account. There is a reel up there. Just comment on that with your must-have take-to item
It's got
to Bloodstock.
So that was some video you just saw with some pretty cool music on it, isn't there?
Really cool music. Who wrote that?
That was me.
It was.
It's a pre-mix sort of demo version, but got to get copyright-free music these days.
Yep.
I didn't want to just risk putting it up and being like taken down.
Suppressed.
Yeah. It's a hit or miss these days.
Yeah.
Anything, because I'm like, oh, who is fucking
Royalty free.
or like who's. Sometimes bands can be signed to a label, but the label's then owned by Warner or Sony.
Yeah.
And then they're like, nope,
Yep.
that's mine.
Psych.
Please. Yeah.
Well, speaking of Bloodstock Festival, shall we go through some of the bands on this year's lineup that we think are well worth checking out?
Hell yeah. Let me
Make this all look fancy. Ready for this? Ready for this? Oh,
Transition.
look at that. Professional AF.
Yeah.
So on the Ronnie James Dio stage.
Which is the main stage.
Hell of a set of headliners that.
Yeah. So, Killswitch, first time, I believe, at Bloodstock.
Let's go.
And
Who have they got on vocals now?
Jesse, the original, the OG.
What happened to Howard?
John, where have you been for the past, I don't know, 2016, 17 is when he rejoined the band. I think Howard left probably like mid 2000.
Didn't he come back?
No.
I could have sworn he came back.
So Jesse was the original singer, and then Howard replaced him, and then Howard left, and then Jesse became the vocalist again.
Didn't they do a song with both of them on
They
it?
did, yeah. There was a release where they both, was it a single or was it? I remember like seeing them all together and like on the old Instagram.
Huh.
But yeah, they're still friends.
Still friends, still hang out.
But there's going to be no Howard there unless he turns up. Who knows? Yeah, enter the competition in case.
Just in case Howie's there.
Howie. So we got Killswitch. Great. One of the founding, I'd say, fathers of metalcore.
Yeah, 100%.
The four fathers
And
of metalcore.
I've just realised
And
how
Inflames.
fitting is it that they're playing the Ronnie James Dio stage.
Yeah. Checking that.
They've
got to do
to.
the cover.
Holy diver!
One of the best music videos as well. Remember that?
Speaking of chainmail, weren't they dressed up as knights in there?
Yeah, they're all just, it's all like,
So me saying chainmail to take to Bloodstock Festival.
John, I don't. If you've ever been anywhere near Bloodstock, of course there's going to be chainmail there. There's going to be chainmail. There's going to be
wallet chains.
There's going to be Viking helmets. There's going to be horns that you
Corpse paint.
drink the beers out of.
Mead horns.
Yeah, they sell them at Bloodstock.
Yeah.
You see people walk around with just a horn.
So if you're in Mead, my friends,
I don't know if there's mead in there, but you could
friend with mead is a friend in.
Oh, you would have an alcohol-free.
Yeah,
mead,
a dinga mead, a mead dinga.
And then also on the Friday, In Flames. Great band. Heaven Shall. I don't think this is necessarily your lineup, is it?
I mean, right. So there are a few bands that on the Friday and Saturday that I'd be well up for seeing. Kill Switch is one. In Flames is another one.
Yeah. Legendary Swedish metalcore band. Or not even core, just cool goth.
Good.
What's it called? What's it? Gothenburg.
Gothenburg.
Yeah, like Gothenburg in Sweden has its own like music scene. There's loads of bands that have come out of Gothenburg. It has its own like sound.
Let's go. And I mean, on the Saturday as well, your boy's Not Loose. Not Loose, motherfucker.
And then Sugar headlining, who are insane live. Remember I was saying I went to Jacksonville. Welcome to Rock. What was it? Welcome to Rockville. They headline, I don't think they even headlined. They played on one of the stages that I was next to, and we got to watch them sort of side of stage, but we weren't allowed on the stage, but we could still see through.
Sick.
But I just wanted to watch the drummer, Thomas, because he's insane.
Oh, is he?
It's like watching... He's like the Messi of drums.
Okay.
It's just like... It's so technical and so tight. Like, a lot of times he doesn't even do flare stuff. It's just so... These weird patterns that he does. Like, rhythmical patterns. Like, you've heard Bleed, obviously.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just keeping that on your feet, like, the whole time. And it slightly changes. It doesn't stay exactly the same. Just insane.
Technical wizard.
Yeah. So
yeah.
They'll be sick. I imagine they'll have a big old
rig.
Big old light show and all that.
I've never seen Miss Sugar before, so I'd be up for some sugar. Pour some sugar on me.
Give me some sugar. Yeah.
Give me sugar.
Give
me sugar.
Yeah. Give me sugar. It's like a northern person asking.
Get me sugar.
Also, Triptychon. You're a big fan, are you?
Couldn't tell you.
So, I'm not a big fan, but I am aware that the dude from Triptychon, Triptychon were a band called Celtic Frost, who were like an old sort of black metal-y band, and then they formed this new band. But it says, yeah, so I guess that means they'll be performing as Celtic Frost, their old band. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then Knocked A Loose, one of the best
hardcore bands on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
Not Loose, motherfucker.
Coachella's Not Loose.
Coachella's new favorite band.
They must have converted a few people to
the fact that Billie Eilish would stood side of stage with the rabid fan base that Billie Eilish has as well. I mean, I don't doubt that a couple of Billie Eilish fans would have gone, hey, do you know what would be really fucking cool is walking around with this in my headphones.
Yeah. It's it's like jumping in the deep end of heavy music.
I don't know, man, because
But what do you start off in? I've had the progression of like Linkin Park, and then you go to I'd say Atreyu, and then Avenged when they had the first album that introduced me to screaming properly. Yeah. And then you go delve into the more obscure world.
This is a fun question because I actually did this on the radio a couple of weeks ago, and the question was basically what was your first, I think it's what was your first 5 years of music life? I'm talking from when you kind of pick up music around about 11, 12 ish, and then from that until 17 or 18, what's that 5-year development process like?
Brad was saying before I got into rock, I guess I was a big I wasn't like a chav, but I was into more. I was into like Eminem and who else? Mostly Eminem. Actually, no, I remember. I think mostly because my sister had it, but I had like the So Solid Crew album.
Nice.
And all that sort of garage, early noughties garage. So I saw that with Eminem, and then I did listen to a bit of Limp Bizkit because my sister did.
Nice.
And then when I turned 13 in 2002 or 1, that's when I started properly being like, oh, these are my bands.
Sick.
But yeah, but that was a prime time for new metal and emo and pop punk.
To be fair, that's an era that a lot of people look back on as the golden era of like alternative music, because that's the era that a lot of people are trying to emulate and recreate now. It's what that energy was like at that time when Warped Tour was such a massive thing.
Also, like they say, everything has a 20-year cycle. So do you know when like in the past 10 years people were like dressing like the 80s?
Yeah.
And the 90s. And now it's gone full circle. People dressing like the early noughties now.
Yeah, that's true.
I saw a TikTok the other day of some dude. He must have been a kid, or like 16, 17, just dressed like we all used to dress in like the early noughties. But unironically, it was
sick.
Like, yeah.
Bring it back, man. Everything. Don't call it a comeback.
The thing I hated, did you ever have this with like baggy jeans when they get a bit too long and you walk around all day and the bottom of them would just get soaked or like cut off?
Not for me, man. Like, bro, from the moment I could jean, I was a skinny jean.
Yeah, you weren't around in those days, man.
Nah, man.
No one was really skinny jean in like the early noughties. I feel like it came around the mid
2000s.
Yeah.
Like, I remember 2008 was like prime skinny jean era.
Yeah.
Like, that's when MySpace was at its height.
I was skinny jean from college, which was 2006 for me.
Nice.
Or 2005.
Nice.
Yeah.
The height of fashion. Dr. Scott says road jeans for the win.
Yeah. Oh, geez, no.
Oh, jeans.
Oh, jeans.
Yeah, for me, man, my musical journey was like quite like linear, I guess, in terms of like its like craziness of progression. Like, started off how everyone I think starts out, which is just like, you know, flipping through like music channels and like listening to pop shit.
Yeah.
So like there's a lot of like, now that's what I call 60s or whatever number
60s?
they're not whatever number they were on then, like fucking like
Yeah, I never knew how they numbered it. It was just,
from whenever the first one was born.
Yeah, I guess.
So like I think it was probably like more like 40s, like one of my first ones. I just remember on that now, that's what I call music. There was Gasolina by Daddy Yankee, and that Forever and a Day has been one of my favorite left of field club songs, just to slip out every now and then.
That came out when I went on holiday to the Dominican Republic when I was 15, and that song was just everywhere. It just got played all the time. And then I came home and didn't hear it for ages, and then it came to the UK, and I was like, I know this song.
Bro, right.
It took a few weeks.
To totally stop talking about what I was just talking about, I listened to a podcast with Nickelback this week. So they were on a podcast called Bussin' with the Boys. Shout out Bussin' with the Boys, which is
The Nickelback.
Yeah, so
Chad and the Krogers.
Yeah, Chad and the Krogers. Chad and the Krogers. That's amazing. Yeah, so they were on Bussin' with the Boys, which is Will Compton and Taylor Lewan from the NFL's podcast. And they were talking about Nickelback blowing up in the States, but it just not translating to the UK. And they were basically saying how like they came over here and like they did Wembley once, and then they went back to the States, and then the next time they came over, Chad said he was like, we did like a 5,000 seater twice. So I was like, that's probably 2 Brixton Academies then.
Yeah.
And then they came back. Sorry, then they went back to the States, and they were right in
Canada.
To Canada. Well, no, I think they were doing a US tour, which is why I said the States. Yeah, but they are Canadian. Like they did a US tour where they were literally playing stadiums, and this
must have been ages ago, though.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely ages ago. And this was the album with Rockstar on it.
But
what was the album? What was the album with Rockstar on it?
The first arena show I ever went to was Manchester MEN in 2002. and that was Nickelback. That was off the back of This Is How You Remind Me.
That album.
That was after Rockstar was after that.
That album. When did you see him?
2002.
2002.
I mean, so they were doing arenas before that album.
Yeah. So that was an arena tour, but it was like, so like for them, that's still big for any band. But when they're playing stadiums in the States, like in their head, they're like, why are we so much bigger over here than we are?
Why can we only sell out 10,000 tickets?
So it was on All the Right Reasons, and the last single Chad said on All the Right Reasons was Rockstar, and that was the song that blew up for them over in the UK. And it was,
I guess they probably had a bit of a lull. Well, because obviously How You Remind Me is their biggest song, right? I'd say it is.
Would you? Do you have a look?
This is how you. That album was fucking.
To be fair, by a considerable mile, like that's on like nearly 800,000 streams on Spotify. Rockstar's on about 450. Burn It to the Ground 320.
Yeah, because that's what introduced me to them, and that album I still stand by it is a wall-to-wall banger.
Yeah, man.
And then I feel like they went a bit cheesy and went a bit dad rocky for me after that. And then, Rockstar. I mean, Rockstar is a cheesy fucking song, but it's still a banger.
Yeah, man. So then, but
someone played it at the silent disco at Trees, and I was having a great time.
So they were saying like this is how much they blew up on like over Rockstar, was that they started a UK tour in Wembley, then toured around the UK, and then at the end of that tour did the O2 Arena.
Yeah.
So that's probably the tour that you're on about.
No, so I went to was 2002.
Oh, no, you went to the early one, wasn't it? Yeah.
I was a wee nipper. That was my first ever like big show, big concert.
Nickelback.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
My dad took me and my mate.
That's fucking sick. What a first show, Nickelback.
Yeah. And do you remember Theory of a Dead Man?
I do.
They
Toad.
They supported on that tour.
What a terrible band.
They are.
They are fucking awful.
There's loads of memes about them, but I won't go into it. Anyway, we got sidetracked.
Very much sidetracked.
We went from Bloodstock to Nickelback.
Yeah.
Very quickly. But let's give a shout out to some bands on here.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know what you can see on the stream.
But
yeah, I mean, Meshuggah, great.
Yeah.
Megadeth. What your favorite? What are your thoughts on Megadeth? Megadave.
Hello, me. It's me again.
So what's that?
Sweating Bullets.
Hello, me. It's me again.
I've never been a big. I know people love Megadeth.
Just like the marionette.
That's a good Dave impression.
Thanks, man.
But I appreciate. I've seen Megadeth a few times live, and I enjoy it. I'm a big fan. I've never really delved into their back catalogue on record.
I think like they're a band that I've walked past playing at Download so many times and gone, oh, I know that one, and carried on walking.
Yeah,
like they're that kind of band for me.
Halloween. Sepultura. Eloy, the drummer, is one of the best drummers in the world. Literally, if you watch it, he did a cover of Slipknot on YouTube. He's got his own YouTube page, and he does loads of covers. But he fucking nailed this slip. He made it sound better than Joey, and that's saying something.
Holy shit! Ugly Kid Joe as well.
Yeah.
Hate Everything About You.
Yeah.
Hate everything about you.
Decapitated, great death metal band.
You can read that.
Oh, I know who Decapitated are, so I know that's their logo.
You recognise the scribbles.
What's that say?
Oh my god!
I know what it says. But
Good lord!
do
Wait,
you?
1 second.
We're looking at the one just above Sacred Reich.
Go back. Incarcerated?
No, way off.
And way off. What's that first letter? Is that a C or a G?
It's a G.
A G. Fucking hell. GN. What? What the fuck? Is that right? G. I'm gonna list it off phonetically.
This is a new game we're playing.
GN.
Guess the names of the bands.
GNT.
Actually, yeah. You guess this one.
GNETCREE.
It's not an N.
That's not an N.
No.
Oh, Gatekeeper.
Yep.
Oh, that is.
Well, no.
No.
It's
Gate
almost,
Creeper.
Almost there.
Gate Creeper.
Yep.
Fucking hell.
What about this one? That one above, under in flames. Can you guess what that is?
That doesn't help. Heaven.
Yep.
Heaven shall burn.
Yep.
Okay, I did autofill the rest after
That one?
Heaven. Fit for an autopsy.
Yeah, you got that one. You got that one. I did this at Bloodstock last year with a few bands and got them to guess the names.
I can imagine there's a couple real bad ones down below.
Do you know? Can you see that?
Frozen Soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay on that one. Someone has just nicked the Parkway Drive text flat out.
Well, this one.
Yeah.
It's just curly text, isn't it?
Just curly text.
Tortured demon.
Ooh. That one's hard.
Nah.
Naked.
Knackers.
Naked?
Is it naked? Nah. Oh, I'll pull it down so people can see it.
That one. Right. Who's headlining that Saturday night for anyone watching right now? Can you make out what the fuck that... Can we zoom in? Enhance and zoom.
Anyway, I need to know it's this.
Oh, let's go. Look at that. Look at that, my friends.
I can see an N, I can see an A, I can see double K.
What's that after the K, though? Is that a E or an I?
Naked.
Is it one of those things where if we click on it, it will tell us
Yeah.
what we could have won?
Yeah, should we find out?
Yeah.
What
was that band name?
Well, we wouldn't.
That's not a real word. My dyslexia can't even say that in real life.
Nakik.
Nakik.
I would not guess that. No. I mean, it's probably
a word in a different language. Yeah. Torture? No. Torrent? No.
The one under head press.
I love how we're both leaning in and squinting.
All right, I think I've got the bottom word.
Torrent off. Tour of Tyrant.
Yeah, I got tyrant.
Torrent?
Tyrant? Oh, I've just seen it in the URL at the bottom. I know what it is.
Oh, go on.
Well, no.
Torture of No.
You're way off. I can't see it even ever now.
Go on.
Oh, actually, I can see it now. But the last one is really... Oh, no, that is an A.
That is.
That looks like a T, that does.
Oh, is that an A at the end?
Yeah, that's an A.
Fucking hell.
So, do you want to find out?
Yeah.
To
obey a tyrant. What?
I see it. Once you know, that's to obey. That looks like an R to me.
Yeah.
But that one threw me because I was like, that's not an A.
Is this part of the fun of like these bands?
Why?
Like, do they get kicks out of this shit? Like having their logos be like a dyslexic's fever dream.
It's all part of the fun, isn't it? But I feel like it's like one of those where once you know, you know. Once you've seen it.
Yeah.
Any others on there?
Extort. Vice. Well, Vice.
What's this one on the left?
Apathy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Shoot to Kill.
Not
Not too bad this year.
Oh, the Jägermeister stage though. Hold on, unless that's like acoustic stuff.
And none of these.
Yeah. No, good work. I think people are starting to work on branding a little bit more from the deathcore scene.
Also, let's give a shout out to Employed to Serve as well on the main stage. That'd be sick.
Shout out Employed to Serve.
band.
Looking forward to seeing Gnarly.
But if you want to see any of these bands that you can't make out the names of,
Yep.
go on to Forever Loud Net Instagram.
Yep.
And answer the question that Vicky from Bloodstock's asking.
Hell yeah.
And we'll pick the best answers on next week's show. And you could be going to Bloodstock.
Baby.
You want to make 2 camping weekend tickets up for grabs.
All for the sake of commenting on an Instagram post, my friends.
Yeah.
Literally going to a festival for free just for being silly in the comment section. What's not to love about that?
We're just so generous, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, we've had some pretty fucking cool giveaways in the time the show's been going.
People have gone to 2,000 trees.
Yep.
People have won an Enter Shikari
Vinyl.
signed vinyl.
That took a very long time to
Yeah.
send. The CDs, which
CDs.
hopefully won't take as long.
Won some prints or
Yeah.
like a voucher for some
Jewellery.
yeah. What else?
Shout out Parabellum London for the scythe.
Yeah, we're just giving it away.
Yeah. Oh, and bro. Oh, can you kill like 2 minutes? Or not even 2 minutes, like 30 seconds whilst I run downstairs and grab something for a giveaway?
Yeah.
Yeah? You got this? You got this? I believe in you, Ollie. I
Well,
believe in you.
some of that is going to be this advert for this competition for Bloodstock.
Bloodstock is teaming up with Forever Loud and the Jon Mahon Show to give away a pair of weekend tickets to this year's Bloodstock, which is less than 2 weeks away. All you've got to do is simply answer the question, what is the must-have item you would bring to Bloodstock?
See, this is why I can never do like a radio show. Just filling the time on your own. What do you like? Who?
Scare the shit out of
Well, it's just like it's basically talking to yourself, isn't it?
Which is why it's so easy.
Like if you weren't being recorded, if you heard someone on radio was acting like they did and wasn't being recorded, you'd be like, this person needs sectioning.
Especially if you listen to mine.
Like, imagine like, hey, what's up, guys?
hey, cigarette!
And it's just it's a lonely world being left on your own with a microphone and some viewers. I don't know how you do it. You can win a brown box.
Yeah, this is what we're giving away. This is future giveaway material right here.
Are you gonna leak it?
Yeah. Should we leak what
I don't know what this is.
You don't know what this is, do you?
Mimi Barks, friend of the Jon
One
Mahon
of
Show.
those. There you go.
Is this mine?
Well, it's yours to hold up to signify we're giving it away. Oh God, there's paper falling all over the floor.
Do you know what? I've got in the past couple of years,
That.
I've got back into collecting records. I've got a record player, but I sort of didn't use it for a while, and now I've just been getting all the try and get all like the special edition vinyls that come out.
Yeah.
I got one of the Sleep Token ones, and it's like each one's a bit different.
What, a Take Me Back to Eden one?
Yeah, so it's like a clear vinyl with like a black egg in the middle. But obviously with the way they press it, so they just plop. Have you seen vinyls being made? It's insane.
You have my attention as soon as you said the word plop.
But it's so like, do you know when they have like all like splattered colours and stuff? So basically they'll put it on and then it spins around so it like scatters it. I think it starts off like really small, and then they obviously like put it through the machine and it like flattens out and turns into a big flat disc.
Like a pancake.
It's really satisfying to watch them make it. Yeah, so like that's like when you do like variants of colours, especially if they're like got little spatters in, each one's like unique. None of them are like identical.
Damn.
It's
I didn't
really
know that. The Shikari vinyl that we gave away was a pink splatter one.
Well, that had like sparkles in it.
Yeah. Well, my friends, future giveaway on the show. We're going to be giving away a Mimi Barks vinyl.
Yeah.
Friend of the show. So keep your eyes peeled on that.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll do that on Monday show. Maybe? Monday show.
Up to you, John. What else have we got? We've got a few things to check out. We've only got about 15, 20 minutes left, but
Should we do some reactions?
let's do some reactions and hope we don't get monetized, baby.
Probably will.
What do you want to do first?
Shall we do Silent Planet? I feel like this one's gone pretty viral, hasn't it?
Yeah. So I'll give you a little backstory about this because I wrote an article on it the other day
Did you?
on the Forever Loud, Forever High.
Pull it up, baby. Pull it up.
Let me get the collab cam. I'll get this up. So this music video, the song. I don't know if you're aware, but Silent Planet last year had a pretty bad van accident
Oh shit.
where, luckily, I mean, they all came out fairly unscathed, but it was like when you see like the pictures of the wreckage, you're like, how did that happen? So this song is basically, the singer's like, he obviously had a lot of trauma from it and like a lot of just sort of thinking about life and all that stuff. And this song is basically about like his thoughts on after that crash, but also wrapped up in a fucking decent song. Check it
Holy
out.
shit. Once again, the graphics, man. Oh! Oh!
Very like industrial.
Hold on a second.
John's grabbing the keyboard.
Yeah, like, that's when you know it's serious.
Yeah.
Hold the fuck up. That beat is fucking evil. Oh! Mate. Okay. Bro.
Chunky riffs over that. I
Holy
love this
shit.
whole, I feel like it's a lot of bands are going down this sort of industrial vibe.
Yeah.
Like electronic, but still keeping the heaviness. I love
Yeah.
it. I think they're going, I reckon Silent Planet are like on their way to be like the way Bad Omens have gone.
Yeah, that's
All these new
that's
releases.
obviously the direct comparison that comes to mind. Like vocalistically, like he's
Yeah.
got a lot of similarities to what Noah's been doing with that sort of like whispery kind of like high octane verse, very minimalistic in terms of the sound over the top of like a pretty fucking evil beat.
Yeah. It's got like, yeah, it's got a vibe, like a sort of futuristic vibe.
It does feel futury, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which is weird because
Maybe
it's so,
because of the music video.
but it's also so simple though.
Yeah. It's got, yeah. Should we play a bit more?
Yeah, because like this feels like, you know, when like they go to like a nightclub in a Batman film.
Yeah.
It feels like that kind of song
Or
that's
like
on
the
in the
Matrix.
background. Yeah. That synth as well.
Ding.
You're there with the Chinese.
Oh, he's got a sample pad which is like diddle-doo, ding. I like that. I like that a lot.
One sec, I actually missed the ding. Before it kicks, because that's going to kick in a second, just on a production note, like that juxtaposition of having like him so still and so quiet doing that lead line, but underneath those screams have come in that are just fucking burningly
I
intense.
love it when bands do that.
Yeah.
Like a sort of
A soft layer.
Yeah, and then in the background just screaming it.
Yeah, because like as soon as I picked up on that, I was like, especially over the top of this beat. So it's him doing the sings and the screams.
Yeah.
One dude.
Garrett.
Garrett. Shout out yourself, Garrett.
Right. Is it? Wait. Is that his last name? I don't know.
Bro, we need to get Garrett on the show. Do you know Silent Planet team?
Do I know them personally?
Or just anyone on the team?
Yeah.
Shit. What's he gonna drop into? Breakdown or lead line? It's not quite a breakdown, is it? Like
I like it though. It's got a...
it's like an anti-chorus. Who was the band that
Yeah.
we were chatting to about the anti-chorus? They had something different for it there, where it was like, instead, when you go up for a chorus, you go down. That's all like it feels like structurally like a chorus, but it's not because it's something new to the song.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I feel like this is where they just let loose. Like,
Yeah,
it's all
just
been
emote.
It's all been building up, and then this is the big...
The big passion.
Yeah.
There it is.
So this must be like this is, I guess, the chorus. This is the one that's repeated.
Mate, what a fucking tune.
Yeah.
What a music video as well.
Yeah.
Whoop. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Dr. Scott coming in saying Silent Planet is also a shout. Absolutely phenomenal. And been jamming this since last Friday. Such a good song. Serious North Lane vibes
Yeah.
from it.
Because North Lane have went the whole... a lot of synths, a lot of
Yeah.
futuristic. They've got the whole like cyberpunk sort of vibe
Yeah.
on the last album, which I really like. Yes, that Silent Planet song is one of my favourites of this year, I think.
It's up there for sure.
Yeah. There's been a lot of good releases, but that's like, I think like, do you know when you hear something that just stands out a bit more? From the
Although, right, this is one thing that's really, I wouldn't say like fucked me off about 2023, but it has been a little bit of a bummer. Is I feel like summer wise, it's been a very dry new music summer. There haven't been that many
Yeah, I guess.
big drops in comparison to like the last couple of years.
Yeah.
The last couple of years feel like every week, or so not every week, but like every couple of weeks, or every month, there was like a huge band dropping an album.
Yeah, I guess. Well, this year we've had Sleep Token, obviously.
Yeah,
Who else? Who else has been?
Shikari.
Shikari.
Yeah, right.
This is the thing, right? I'm my memory. I feel like
Hot Mulligan, they dropped their record.
yeah, but I feel like my brain can only like hold information for like the past month or so. Anything that came out,
Little
before that,
Uzi, his album, but that's not really from our
I guess
world.
Bring Me will be dropping. New
Bring Me have got Next Gen in September.
I mean, if you look at it overall, it's not a bad lineup.
Skrillex dropped his album this year, but again, not really from our world. But I mean, he is though, isn't he?
From first to last.
Yeah,
When
I mean, like
when they got a new album coming out.
album-wise, man, like it's been few and far between for the summer period. I feel like there was I feel like January and February there was a load.
But I feel like but that's like the sort of model. You don't really want to release stuff mid, or like, especially with the touring cycles. Touring cycles usually start of the year and end of the year.
Yeah.
So you want to have a release around when you're touring. So a lot of people don't release in the summer because it's hard to promote it with all the festivals and stuff going on.
True. I don't know. I disagree, man. I feel like festivals the perfect time.
No, but that's not me saying that's that's the industry.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm not dictating this.
Yeah, I feel like that's the anti mentality that it should be. I feel like people over the course of summer are looking more for music than anything else. Like,
well, I think a lot of bands drop singles and stuff over the summer.
Yeah,
and then they'll drop.
It's been a very single heavy summer actually.
Yeah,
think about Amen, Lost.
Yeah, well, you'll release your singles and then you'll drop the album like at the end of the year or something.
Yeah,
but Dr. Scott, Currents, Invent Animate. Have you heard Invent Animate? Invent Animate.
I haven't.
Animate. They're a great new band. No, I don't know if they're new, but they're new to me.
But a great band nonetheless.
Yeah. But also, speaking of great bands,
Polaris.
Should we do Polaris next?
Yeah.
So, if you're unaware, sadly this year, guitarist Ryan passed away. And obviously they came out of the blue, so they've got a new record, they've got tours coming up. So people are like, well, what's going to happen in the future? But it looks like they're continuing just in the memory of Ryan. So they've got a bunch of music videos apparently already filmed with him in, and they're still doing their tours. So I believe they're coming to Europe with Sleeps at some point.
For the Ali Pali show.
Is it the Ali Pali show?
I think so, yeah, in the European run.
Yeah.
Didn't you interview Polaris at one of this year's festivals?
At Download, yeah.
Download.
Yeah, it was. I guess they had literally just come off the main stage at Download, so it was everything was, fine at the moment. So it just came to shock to everyone, but they're continuing to fulfill all their things, and including releasing a new album. And this is one of the songs.
It's got to be fucking hard, man. Got to be hard. Like,
well, it's just going to be. It's like when Tom from Architects passed, because Architects still toured after that. And like, I went to see them at the Brixton show, and it was probably the most emotional show I've ever been to, because it was one that was already booked in before he died. So it was like kind of like they obviously were hoping he'd be at the show, and it was their biggest show to date, of the biggest headline show. And then Dan did a big speech at the end, and everyone got teary eyed.
yeah, I can imagine.
Especially me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And but I guess they just every night you just dedicate it to that
person.
Yeah. So this is their new song, Nightmare.
Is that Ryan's riff kicking it off as well?
They've got some riffs.
Yeah, man. Very Architect.
Yeah. Older Architect.
Yeah, like Daybreaker kind of Architect.
Oh, they're big fans. Yeah, so when I spoke to them at Download, so they got booked they played the main stage, opened the main stage on Saturday, I think it was. And the way they got booked is Cam, shout out Cam, who books the bands for Download. He saw them live at a show in Manchester, I think it was, and just went up to them afterwards and was like, I'm going to book you guys for download. And she was like, do you want to play the main stage? And they're like, yep.
Holy
So
shit,
good.
that's fucking badass.
Yeah.
That's so awesome as well, because like I mean, like Cam knows what he's doing in that kind of moment,
Yeah.
and especially like for a band like Polaris, like coming off stage, having that post-show energy, and then someone going, "Hey,
Yeah.
fancy main stage
Nice.
download."
Usually people are like, nice set, mate.
Yeah.
It's like, nice set, mate.
Yeah.
Do you want to play main stage? Yeah, do I?
Holy shit, that's fucking awesome.
But they deserve it. Like, they're such a good band. I've followed them for a little bit now, and just, I think Australia just for some reason has some of the best metalcore bands.
Yeah,
Ever since Parkway, they've just, I think Parkway were like the
blueprint.
blueprint, and then they've just had Make Them Suffer. They've had In Heart's Wake. They've had
Hands Like Houses.
Amity Affliction.
Amity Affliction.
Just so many. Ocean Grove as well.
Yeah.
Right. Just so many good heavy bands. And Polaris another one.
I like that double time. That's proper circle pit fuel. Fuck with this riff. I like that camera transition actually. Did you notice that? Like a
There's a lot of
like
cool transitions in this.
yeah. Like from the inside to the outside.
Such a good guitarist.
Bro, that fucking melody right there. I love the fact that he hasn't stopped headbanging the entire fucking video either. Bro! Fuck hell.
Love the octaves.
Yeah, I want to take that back. I want to take that back. That breakdown was fucking beautiful.
Break it down once more.
Somebody get the chair and fucking wake me up! Spare your thoughts and prayers, they'll never pay enough. And all we find is the noise. The more we struggle to cut ourselves loose. Every cry rings out like a shot. The streets run red as the forest wither and rot. Declaring with the final breath. Eternal fear is the fate. Where's the death?
Man.
Where's the death? But no one's gonna save us if we won't fucking save ourselves.
I love that.
Our best intentions.
No one's gonna save us if we won't fucking save ourselves. Dynamic vocals as well, man. Holy fucking shit.
Heavy banger.
What a fucking tune.
And it's like, I feel like some people are like, oh, should they carry on? But I think it's you're basically doing service to the memory of Ryan. It's like
It's been his life's work.
Yeah, and like he's recorded this album. It's like be a shame for it to not see the.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and like every show you play is like a testament to him and his writing. So
yeah, 100%. And sending all the love in the world to the bandmates, to the friends, and to the family as well, because a loss like that across the board like devastates so many when it's so sudden and so out of nowhere with someone so young as well.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, what should we do? Another reaction?
Or should we save it? Should we save them for Monday's show? Because my friends, we have gone over today by 5. Bonus content for you. Well, don't forget about the Bloodstock ticket giveaway that we got rolling. This will roll all the way through until Monday's show. So we will announce the winners live.
Yep.
On Monday's broadcast.
Go to Forever Loud Net Instagram page for the details on how to enter.
Hell yeah, we'll play the video one more time before we get out of here. As we get out of here. But yeah, make sure you go and drop that comment. And all that's left for me to say is my name's Jon Mahon. Peace and love. Stay alive.
And I'm Ollie Rout. Peace and fuck yourself.
Nice spin.
You know me.
Bloodstock is teaming up with Forever Loud and the Jon Mahon Show to give away a pair of weekend tickets to this year's Bloodstock, which is less than 2 weeks away. All you've got to do is simply answer the question, what is the must-have item you would bring to Bloodstock?